Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, P3 girls? I hope you all will be absolutely fine. Girls, today we will discuss chapter number 11, compilation of ahadith. We have a question: why and how were the ahadith collected and compiled? In this question, we will discuss these main points. First of all, we will define the hadith and we will discuss that it was Allah's command and it was said by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. And then we will discuss why we had a need to compile it, why there was a need to preserve it, and then we will discuss how it was compiled in different periods, just like during the period of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, in the period of the companions, in the period of successors, and the period of successors of successors. So first of all, we will define the hadith with its root word. The word hadith is taken from the word hadas, which means to be new. Technically, it is used in connection with information about the Prophet, peace be upon him, describing what he said or did, or his reaction towards things said or done in his presence. Hadith, it is the best explanation of the Holy Quran, so it was necessary to preserve the teachings of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. It was necessary to understanding the Holy Quran and for the understanding of the commandments of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. This was a commandment of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to follow the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, as it is said in the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran says, "We sent not messenger but to be obeyed in accordance with the will of Allah." Chapter number 4, verse number 64. It is also said by the Prophet, peace be upon him, on the occasion of the farewell pilgrimage. He said, "He who is present here should carry this message to him who is absent." It is given in Al-Jami' Sahih Bukhari. Now come to the different periods of compilation of the ahadith. Just like first of all, we will discuss the period of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. During the life of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Ashab-e Sufa are very important. Ashab-e Sufa, the members of Sufa. Sufa was the first institute of the Islamic community. It was the first school of the Islam that was in the Masjid-e-Nabawi, in the mosque of the Holy Prophet, and the people and they were the student of this institute. They were known as Ashab Sufa. So they were very important because they people were nearest to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Every time they remained busy in the of seeking knowledge from the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So they people memorized and learned the ahadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. One of them was Hazrat Abu Huraira Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu. He narrated 5,374 ahadith from the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Abdullah bin Amr Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, he collected 10,000 ahadith, and the 1,000 ahadith he compiled in his booklet that is known as Sahifa Sadqa. So it was the earliest compilation of ahadith. Some other preservation were also found in this period as Saifai Aisha Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anha, as Saifai Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu as well. So this period is not giving us any major compilation because basic focus was on memorization, but this period is very important in the history because it was the source of guidance for his followers. So when the Prophet, peace be upon him, departed from this world in 11 AH, after the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, wives and companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, are the basic source of information. Hazrat Aisha Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anha, Hazrat Hafsa Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anha, Hazrat Salma Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anha, they people spread the knowledge among Muslims. Companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, conveyed their message in different ways, just like they conveyed their message by through the discussion method, through the lecture method, and they would climb the roof and tops on the houses and mosques and spread the teachings of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Memorization was also important in this period. बेटा आई जस्ट वांट टू टेल यू कि ये जो फर्स्ट 2 पीरियड्स हैं इसमें मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कि मेमोराइजेशन वाज इम्पॉर्टेंट बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम पीपल वर इलिटरेट मोस्टली। ज़्यादा जो लोग थे वो पढ़े लिखे नहीं थे, तो इस वजह से वो ज़्यादातर लिखा नहीं करते थे, मेमोराइज कर लिया करते थे। और जो एक शार्प मेमोरी थी, इट वाज द गॉड गिफ्टेड एबिलिटी आप कह सकते हैं ऑफ द अरब्स। अल्लाह ताला ने उनको एक बहुत बड़ी एबिलिटी दी थी कि वो जो एक दफ़ा सुन लेते थे उसको उस एज इट इज़ लर्न कर लिया करते थे। तो इस वजह से ये लोग जो है अपनी मेमोरीज़ में ज़्यादातर जो है प्रिजर्व करते थे चीज़ों को, क्योंकि पढ़े लिखे नहीं थे और याद भी उनको बहुत जल्दी हो जाता था और बहुत देर तक उनके माइंड में एज इट इज़ रहता था। तो इस वजह से ये मेमोराइज़ किया करते थे। तो जो कंपेनियंस थे, जो वाइफ्स थी, वो किस तरीके से अपना नॉलेज स्प्रेड करती थी कि कंपेनियंस ऑफ द प्रॉफिट उनके पास आते थे, पढ़ते थे, उनसे पूछते थे, ठीक है। और जो ख़ुद कंपेनियंस थे उनके मैंने आपको बताया कि 3 डिफरेंट मेथड से उन्होंने अपने नॉलेज को स्प्रेड किया। फर्स्ट मेथड उनका क्या था कि डिस्कशन मेथड था। डिस्कशन मेथड जस्ट लाइक आप लोग जिस तरह कंबाइंड स्टडी करते हैं, एक दूसरे से डिस्कस करते हैं, कुछ किसी एक को आता है, कुछ जो है वो दूसरे स्टूडेंट को आता होता है, आप लोग एक दूसरे की करेक्शंस भी करते हैं और एक दूसरे की जो है वो नॉलेज भी एक दूसरे से जो है वो शेयर करते हैं। तो एक शेयरिंग मेथड हो जाता है जी। इसी तरीके से कंपेनियंस भी डिस्कस किया करते थे। दूसरा मैंने आपको बताया कि लेक्चर मेथड था। जस्ट लाइक द पर्सन हु वाज स्किल्ड अबाउट सम टॉपिक, अबाउट सम इशू, यानी कोई भी इशू है, कोई भी टॉपिक है, कोई भी बात है, कोई भी कुरान की वर्स है, कोई भी हदीस है, उसके बारे में जो स्किल्ड होता था, जो कमांड रखता था, वो लेक्चर देता था जस्ट लाइक अ टीचर, और बाकी लोग बैठकर जो है उसको सुना करते थे, अपनी करेक्शन किया करते थे। तीसरा जो उनका मेथड था वो क्या था कि दे वुड क्लाइंब ऑन द रूफ्स एंड टॉप्स ऑफ द हाउसेज। मस्जिदों के और घरों की छतों पर खड़े होकर ऊंची ऊंची आवाज़ में जो है वो नॉलेज को स्प्रेड किया करते थे। सो ये 3 तरीके ऐसे थे जिसके ज़रिए वो क्या करते थे, होली प्रॉफिट पीस बी अपॉन हिम की टीचिंग्स को उन्होंने आगे कन्वे किया। With the passage of time, companions they started to passing away from this world, and as well as the wives of the prophet, peace be upon him, they were going away from this world. So and there was a need to compile the ahadith arose. Umayyad Khalifa Umar bin Abdul Aziz ordered to compile the ahadith. This period is called the period of successors. Successors, who were successors? They people were the followers of the companions of the Holy Prophet. In this period, 2 major compilations were introduced. First was Muwatta. It was written by Imam Malik, and second was Musnad-e-Ahmad by Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. So 2 main methods were introduced as well, Musnad method and Musannaf method. Musnad method, it was the arrangement of ahadith according to the name of narrator, and Musannaf method, it was the arrangement of ahadith according to the topic or theme. So these 2 topics were very important at that time. But there was a problem in these methods. There was no any distinction between the authenticity and non-authentic ahadith. So at the end of the 3rd century, an issue was arose that all types of ahadith were mixed up. So Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayhi started the work on the authenticity, then he was followed by others. So the 4th century is called the period of successors of successors. Who were successors of successors? They people were the followers of successors. In this period, Sihai Sitta were introduced. What was the Sihai Sitta? It was the combination of 6 authentic books that were based on authentic ahadith. So in this period, Sihai Sitta were introduced. It was the group of 6 reliable books based on authentic ahadith. So these were Al-Jami' Sahih Bukhari, Al-Jami' Sahih Muslim, Sunan Abi Dawud, Jami' al-Tirmizi, Sunan Nasai, and Sunan Ibn Majah. So at the end of the 4th century of Islam, it was felt that all ahadith has been compiled.